Welcome to the Ignite You podcast.
We're two bros journey into all things spirituality and human transformation.
Let's get it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, damn. That's a good one.
It's just good.
That fresh market honey.
That hits. Ooh, the market honey.
Yeah, got it all set up. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ignite You. My name's Cam McDougall.
I am Ryan Miller.
And we got a special episode coming
we do.
at you today.
Yeah. And it's gonna get sexy.
Okay, so we promise all of you beautiful humans that we're going to bring you into our experience of life. And so this episode is about something that just recently happened that we think is important to talk about.
It's definitely fun to talk about.
It's definitely fun to talk about, also very fun to experience.
Fun to experience. It's valuable. It's
Very
informative. Mostly entertaining, though.
So Ryan Miller had an experience the other night that he shared with me, and it was really juicy. It was really it sounded nice.
Yeah,
it sounded really nice, and at the same time triggered a lot of people, but also was very expansive for you. So
yes,
why don't I stop buttering the people up?
Let's a little bit more butter though. Is
Grass-fed butter?
Well, some grass-fed. Expansive for me, for the person I was with as well, and yes, triggering for the people that encountered it, and really healing on the opposite side.
That's right, and you talked about that.
And it's funny how this does go back to the full expression episode we did. I just didn't share the juicy details. Which we're doing now, which we're like, hey, we might as well share a story that happened around that.
People want to know. The people want the juice.
Gotta get juicy. And it has to do with one of my favorite activities. Cam and I both share this love for this activity, and that is ecstatic dance. We talk about it a lot, but it's something we love and allows us to access that full expression and the juiciness of life. And it just happened to be that this time, Cam wasn't there. You were ill, something in the gut.
I was
You were down and out. You had 7 parasites
down and out.
digging in your body.
I was in a bad way.
Jeez.
I was not having the same experience as Ryan that evening.
We'll do a whole episode on parasite cleanses because that's a journey in itself. But yes, it was a fun evening, and Cam wasn't there to witness, but he got to hear the story about it. So
I felt it in my loins.
Loins. So our hope is that you feel this in your loins when you hear this.
Yeah, that's legit.
So we can help. But we're also
going to listen to a podcast if
Yeah.
it made me feel things in my loins.
Loins tingle? Yeah, please.
Sign me up.
I want that. And we're also going to talk about this idea of energetic orgasms, which comes into play.
Wow.
In this.
Before the story, you just dropped it.
I just wanted to drop it because you probably saw it. It's probably in the title. I would assume so. So you saw it.
You're right.
So we might as well just mention
right.
that. We're going to go into that topic, and it's going to be nice as well. So,
why don't you tell us what happened and how it happened?
I know. Where do I even? Okay, we'll just get straight into it.
You got to channel it.
Well, I'm just gonna.
There we go.
It's here.
Yeah.
So I went to Ecstatic Dance. This is something that happens every Wednesday. There's like a crew of humans that show up to this. Shout out to anybody in Nosara that knows, or anybody that goes to Ecstatic Dance. You get this regular community. You get these people that show up, and you kind of know all the people. You're kind of going around and hugging the people, like high fives, little things that you do with your people, like getting ready to go into dance. Because once Ecstatic Dance starts, there's no speaking. You can make sounds. You can make moans. You can do anything with your mouth except say words. And that's one of the magical parts about ecstatic dance. So I see this person when I walk in, and she's memorable to me. I'm like, oh, this is a beautiful human that I've seen before. And she comes up to me, we like do the hugs. She's like, oh, I remember you because you're so big. I was like, yeah, I remember you too. And I think I said I remember you because you're so small, which is, I don't know, it just came out. So whatever, we'll move on.
Is that a good thing?
I don't know. That's a good thing. It felt like a good thing when she said it to me, and then I said it, and I was like, maybe that. But she's a smaller.
I remember you because you're like Polly Pocket.
She's. Remember you because I feel like I can throw you around. Was kind of the.
Wow.
Kind of the vibe I was putting out there.
Okay,
but
ladies out there, chill out. Ryan's bringing in the heat today.
It's true though. That's what I meant. So it was coming from a good place. And so that was the only interaction. Went about dancing, doing our own things. We're all on the dance floor. I'm kind of there with a crew of people. Cam, you know how it goes. You're at the center of the dance floor. Usually there's like a crew, like 5-6 people. We're all kind of dancing together. Getting juiced, like sweaty, just contact dance.
Primarily you and I that are sweating.
We're sweating a lot, dude. I don't know how much.
I don't know how we have any friends. So much. How does anyone want to touch us?
We're rubbing on them a lot. So it's like, yeah, imagine that. Buckets of sweat on our bodies as we're dancing. And to get somebody to engage with you at that point, it's like, they've got to be some sort of weird, which we're into. So we're on the dance floor. Cam wasn't there. I'm on the dance floor with a group of people. She was kind of in the group, but in her own energy. Like, and I noticed that. You notice when somebody's in their own energy at dance, and you're like, oh, I like that. Like, I like that you're moving your body a lot with like you have rhythm.
Yeah.
And you're also in your own energy. You're not looking for validation. You're not looking for like somebody to witness you. You're just like in it. You're just vibing. Yeah. You're healing. You're moving. You're playing. And this girl can move. She can move. Ended up finding out later she was a professional dancer. So yes, she could move. And that's very attractive to me. So naturally I witnessed that. I noticed that. Get farther along the dance. It builds up as ecstatic dances do. Gets to the climax of the dance. Closey comes on.
We're big fans.
Biana. Yeah. You know the song. I'm not going to sing it.
No, is that...
You just repeated the word.
That's all I did.
Biana. That's it. Yeah. We'll sing more on this podcast as it's something Cam and I are both working with and
Ryan will. I'll try.
That's all we can do. Just show up for it. See what happens.
You kind of have a majestic voice, though.
Thank you.
Yeah. When you really hit that note, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
That one. Yeah.
Okay. So Biana comes on. And it's like the high of the dance. It's been building up for like 45 minutes. Maybe not that long. That seems like a long time. 32 minutes. And so it's building up. And that song comes on. Her and I make eye contact. We're like, oh! And we start singing it. Like, na 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 na. I don't remember how it goes. But you know the song. If you don't know it, look it up.
We'll post a link for the song.
Okay, this is an important piece.
In the show notes.
And the sexy song that comes after. We'll actually post this one too. But this song comes on, super fun, playful. If you know me to be at Ecstatic Dance or you've heard us talk about it, I turn on, I start skipping around. Like I'm skipping around the room, different energies around the room. She matches that energy. She's doing it too. I'm like, hell yeah, awesome. Like she gets it. Then next song, right after that, right after the peak song, instant sexy song.
Just came up.
Straight in. The song is called Easy. Ooh. And I forget who it's by, but it's so sexy. And we'll put it in the show notes as well because it's another one that's weird to sing. It's mostly a beat.
Like sacral, like just drop kick. To
the lyrics, the rhythm, like all of it was just, it was deep. It went from that like wee energy to just that kind of like, you know that?
Yeah.
It went there.
I felt that.
You felt that, right? You know that too. When shout out Chris Hawk, the DJ that plays, it went straight to that. And then she approached me, which is like rare to happen on a dance floor. I've noticed that. I'm usually the one with the energy that like moves it. And I was like, oh, cool, we're about to dance. Awesome. So right now, we just passed the peak of the dance. That's maybe halfway through the dance. From that point forward, our bodies didn't leave contact. So I've never had contact dance for that extended period of a time. But if you know contact dance, like the whole point of it is to usually, if you're not doing an energetic contact, you're doing a literal physical contact dance, you keep contact on the body. And if you're watching, this is an example of contact.
You know.
That's it.
People know.
So, yeah, you get in the eye sockets, you get in all the holes. No, contact dance is very clean. It's, it's very clean. It's on a dance floor. And it's sensual. It's beautiful. It's public. And you're moving with each other with the music.
So let me ask, are you like...
Oh, just start, yeah, okay.
Are you like grinding up on each other? Like, or
you want the dirty?
like you guys holding hands?
I've been building this story up.
Okay, I'll chill out. Sorry.
You said...
Not sorry.
Did you dry hump? But you were sweaty, so does that make it wet humping?
Were you dry humping? How much fabric was in between you two? Give us a
You know me at dance. I'm wearing the minimal amount of fabric that I can wear, as are you.
Facts.
And so, not a lot of fabric between us, but yes, some grinding did happen.
Okay. Just for people that might be going to ecstatic dance, or might not have gone to ecstatic dance to know what contact is. Like, I guess the more conventional version of that is like you'd be grinding up on one another. Like
you'd be grinding up on one another.
Your hips didn't like. Yeah, they were connected. Like you guys were like you were close. This wasn't like you're waltzing.
No, we weren't waltzing. We were sexy waltzing, if anything. And so we had
sexy waltz.
We had it was sexy, and it was something that I've never gotten that sexy on a public dance floor, and it was
I beg to differ, but
well, you know what I mean. Like with you, yes, of course, but. I like that.
People are gonna get the wrong idea. This podcast is gonna be, or the right idea.
Yeah.
Or
this is the right idea.
Make up their
I hope
own
you guys
stories
love this
about what you and I are.
Yeah, we're anything you want us to be. And
so here we go. This is going deeper.
And so, yeah, it got like we went into it. We went just all the moves. It would go between like just regular contact dancing, which is like moving the arms, like we just showed you so beautifully, like connecting with different body parts, and then I just like laid out on the ground, and she would just climb around my body. And then I'd flip her over, hold her arms down, and like climb on her body. Like very sensual, very intimate. And you could say sexual. Like this sexual energy was definitely present. But again, people, the only thing we said to each other was, I remember you, you're big. I said, I remember you, you're small. That was the only words. That's the only engagement we had. So this is all on an energetic level of like, I know nothing about this person. Mm-hmm. And I'm an open person, but with my sexual energy, I'm not open. It's like my intimate space is open. Like I love touch, I love getting intimate, but we've talked about this, and we will continue to talk about this, how like sacred we feel our sexual energy is. And it's not something I don't hoe around on the dance floor except with my people.
You're not an energetic hoe.
I'm not an energetic hoe, except with my people. Like with my people, I'll hoe down for sure. But this is a new person, and so... You know what I mean?
You mean when you're with your energetic hoes?
Oh, my energetic hoes.
Oh, then we hoe up.
We hoe down, hold up. We hoe up and hoe
or hoe down?
Both, too. You hoe up, I hoe down. Yeah,
right,
so
I hoe up, you hoe down. We got it.
Yeah, hoe it down. So we definitely did all that. And in that, I had these stories come up of like, is it too much? Like, I feel like this is a lot on the dance floor. I said especially when it's on ecstatic dance and in that container, because it's such a clean container in my mind. I'm like, this is such a beautiful, sacred space. Am I going beyond those limits? And then I had to remind myself, like, no, this is my full expression. So people know when we talk about full expression, all of this, these stories still pop up.
Yeah.
And I have to remind myself, I'm like, no, this is allowing the next version of myself. This is allowing the next opportunity of me leaning in, leveling up in expression. Mm-hmm. This is what I want right now. This is what feels good. And I know it's coming from a beautiful place.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hook up with this girl. I'm not trying to do anything. Mm-hmm. It's just all beautiful and in that moment, fully expressed. And it was hot, and it felt good, and it was playful, and it was fun. Mm-hmm. And we moved and we danced, and I noticed people looking at us because we were just in it. And then I would just close my eyes and be in it. And that was the movement. Super sexy, all the juice, all the things. Then after, we sat for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, talking, just connected. And we talked about all the things, how she felt safe, how I felt like she was able to also hold me in a way where I was like, I love how you took control and led. So we were able to like connect on all these levels. And so just another point on that, she was like, I've never danced like that. And I was like, yeah, I've never danced like that either. But she felt safe around me to express, which is what we talked about in the full expression piece, was like feeling safe is an essential key. And you can find safety, you know, wherever you go. You can find it out. And she found that in me. And in her, I also found her full expression in that, an invitation for me to be like, oh, you can hold me. You can lead this also. I don't have to be the one fully in control the whole time. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
And so that comes into energetic orgasms. But before we do that, it seems like you were going to say something.
I was going to ask you about the climax.
Oh, the energetic orgasm.
I was like, did you just
foreplay
go
us?
over the best part? Like, did you just literally skip the best part?
I had to give all the lay it all out. Like, I laid it out.
He's building you
just lay it out, tie it up on the bed, strap it down.
Whoa, bondage.
Give it a couple kisses.
All right.
And then, that's not what we did. I'm just saying with the story, what I'm telling. That's what I'm doing.
Cool,
that's how I'm
cool,
presenting the story.
Yeah, right on.
What are you thinking?
I'm with you, man.
So the climax in the story?
Climax.
In the dance.
Yeah, so I think for some people who might not have experienced energetic orgasms before, like, what did it feel like?
Oh, yes.
Like are you coming? Like, are you, like, what is like,
no, I'm not,
bring us into that experience.
Yeah, so I definitely went through bouts of being... Oh,
we good.
Power out. So I went through bouts of Costa Rica, jungle life. Went through bouts of being, like, feeling blood rush to my penis, yes.
Yeah.
Like, partial erection, like that energy moving, yes. But I wasn't focused on that. And I've told you this before. Like, I've seen it on the dance floor. I've noticed it with me. Like, I'll get fully erect, and I'll be like, wow, that's interesting. But I don't move with that. I don't, like... That's not where I'm going. I'm not looking for that end goal with that erection.
That's just your primal
That's just
self.
what's happening. Like the animal in me is like, yes.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, we'll move that in a different way. And so with the dancing, it would build up. And the energetic orgasm, for me, there was moments of it in the dancing, in like when we were moving each other, when like I would flip her over, she would flip me over. What it feels like is... Goosebumps is one for me, and I think each person has different bodily expressions of an energetic orgasm, which we've all had probably on some level, or if you haven't, like, continue to lean into this idea and this concept, because you can get them, and it's a fucking beautiful thing.
You can get them in meditation.
You can get them in meditation. Yeah, like I've received them in so many different ways.
You don't even need another person.
Definitely not. Yeah, this just happened to be the gateway.
Yeah,
and what it is I'll say mindlessness, just because that's an easy way to express it, which is... I noticed the story of people are looking at me. Am I doing too much? Am I being too much? Whatever. As soon on the other side of that, of the switch to it. This is what is best. Like, this is my full expression right now. This is what I want. And on that release of the mind, of the thought of just being in my body, fully embodied, there's that energetic orgasm that occurred, because I just allowed my fullness of my body to be felt. I was like, I can feel all of it. I don't have to hold any of it back. And then go into that space. And so it's not like I'm coming on the dance floor, but I'm moving my body as such. Like, I'm just allowing. And I think that's, for me at least, and I'd love to hear how you think about energetic orgasms, is allowing and being, the safety is a big piece, but being in full allowance, like everything to occur. If my body wants to twitch and move, if I like anything in my body to just happen, any sounds to come out, and that's, I made weird sounds. I moved my body, like all of it. Laughed, like teared up a little bit. It's beautiful. You couldn't tell my body's all sweaty. Any fluids are the same, but it's that full expression. And that was in the bodily stuff. After, when we were talking, it was happening verbally. So we were having conversations, like she was meeting me intellectually, she was meeting me with my humor and all these things. And it was happening there. It was like these moments of like, oh yes, like you get it. Amazing. Like when alignment is there, it can show up in different forms. So that's what comes up right away with that experience specifically.
And it's really cool because you two have now created like a connection. Where that connection is going to go, we don't know. But at the same time, you two now have this beautiful connection that you're exploring, which I think is really, really cool. And, that's what I love about the spiritual world, man, and the energetic body, is that we think that we need like our voice, and we need touch, and we need all these different things in our eyes to know whether or not there's a connection, right? It's like I think about, dating apps, and people like swiping and looking at a photo, and it's like, if you're looking at a photo and you're reading a bio, it's like those are just two tiny parts of your senses, right? But when you actually start to deepen your connection to energy,
yes,
and you can feel a person,
yeah,
you start opening up this whole new dimension of pleasure, of expression. Because to me, like, an energetic orgasm comes from meeting somebody in a plane that we can't see.
yes,
It's meeting somebody, because there's a lot of different theories on this, but a lot of people talk about our auras being anywhere from 3 to 7 feet projecting out around our bodies, and there's various layers to the aura that are connected to each of the chakras, and each of those layers connects with other layers of other people that has different frequencies and different resonance within our bodies. It creates different reactions and emotions and feelings. And to me, like, when we can start to like merge with somebody that we feel safe with and share that energetic space and connect on that energetic level, beyond needing to look at them, beyond needing to say anything, beyond sometimes even needing to physically touch them,
yes,
you can have these moments of bliss and elation without anything, because there's so much more taking place that we just physically can't see with light spectrum.
yes. And you were talking about it too in a way that's really beautiful. Like, it can happen with a person, and it can happen with yourself.
For sure.
It can just happen it can happen with no understanding of why and how it's happening, or you can work with that energetic body and support that energetic body and being more expressed, which for me and her, I could tell she did work on her energetic body, and I could feel that. And I've done work on my energetic body, and she could feel that. And so it's like the bodies are dancing, and the energetic bodies are in a dance as well. It's beautiful, man. It's so cool.
It really is
profound.
It really is. And I think a lot of Tantra is based on the premise of like connecting on these energetic planes as opposed to connecting necessarily on the physical plane. And, I've had some of the most pleasurable sexual experiences without any penetration.
Yes.
Because you're, primarily during celibacy, but when you're putting all of your energy and your effort into figuring out how you can connect with someone beyond the realms of, conventional sex, and you really bring intention into that, you're like, what does it feel like if I kiss you here? What does it feel like if I touch you here? What does it feel like if I blow on you here, or if I rub this flower on you there, or whatever? You start to like, it's almost like you shut off just this expression of like, we got to have sex to have pleasure, and you open up all these other receptor sites for pleasure in your body, and you can orgasm through these receptor sites, and you can orgasm through the breath, you can orgasm through meditation, you can orgasm through drawing kundalini energy up from your root chakra. You can have all these experiences which are so beautiful and so profound, that go so far beyond just conventional anatomy of our biological setup to procreate.
Well, and some of it can look like a literal ejaculation, and some of it can look like an energetic, like you're talking about.
And no cleanup, baby.
Yes, and I've had even better. And I've had that in breathwork, man, for sure.
100%. I've witnessed
many times
in hundreds of people.
Yeah, it's
just coming to this point of expression and release, and then pure bliss.
Yeah.
Right? Pure bliss. So for me, the biggest thing that I've found is, and one of my most important practices is like, how do I continuously work on connecting to the energy within me and the energy around me?
Yeah.
Over and over. How do I connect with it? How do I clean it? How do I make sure that I realize that I'm not matter projecting energy? I'm actually energy projecting matter, and my energy is the most important aspect. And not only is it cool and fun and helps heal you, But it feels so good when you can connect on an energetic level with someone like that. Like, that's such a beautiful experience that you had.
Yeah, which is why celibacy is such a fun thing to play with. And like, just so you guys know, like, I was also practicing celibacy at that time when I danced with her. Like, we didn't go hook up after. That was our experience of being intimate.
Yeah.
Like, I specifically chose to be celibate while being here in Nosara specifically for many reasons. But
mainly to Tina Turner down the primal urges of being in Shakti energy, right?
Yes, that's one great reason, and it feels like a small town. So there's a lot of pieces there, but it also allows me to explore these different parts of me in that way. And so we got to explore that, and after it was like we both said it. It's like, wow, it just felt like we just had sex. It's like, she was like, I felt like I just had the best sex of my life. Like the way you can connect with people and what's possible in that. It's like we didn't have to kiss. We didn't have to do anything that had to do with penetration. All we did was dance with music. What we did was dance with music, connect with each other fully with our fullest presence without needing an outcome and feeling safe in that space. Energetic orgasms all day.
All day, every day. Yeah, bro.
Yes!
Sick.
Get the energetic orgasm, dog. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so I like that.
I like that too. And you know, we're gonna wrap this episode up because
it's a quickie.
We want these to
That's what that's what it was.
It's a quickie.
Just a quickie for you guys.
We want to also have these shorter episodes that are just us riffing on things that we've experienced recently.
Yes.
Because we feel like it's really cool to bring you into our experience as well as to share the codes that we get from them. And they come up all the time because we're always doing weird shit.
Yeah, we'll call them Ignite Nuggets. These are little nuggets.
Ig
Nuggets.
I don't know.
Maybe we won't call it that.
We're going to go back to the drawing
We'll figure
board.
out.
We'll let you know what.
I just thought it.
Yeah. We're freestyling.
It channeled. It came through a channel.
It was your divine higher self.
It's my divine higher self, so I think we should do it.
Was saying, okay.
There's no choice.
It came from source.
And it's two almost.
It's almost 2, so that means that
twice times
Mercury's
you and I
next to
fortified.
Venus.
Solstice is happening yesterday.
It's the solstice.
So Ignite Nuggets, crew.
Stay lit, you beautiful humans. Follow at Ryan Movement Miller on Instagram, at Cam McDougall on Instagram, and make sure you check out at Live Embodied on Instagram. We got fire, we got fuego, we got all the good stuff coming at you.
Boom, bang, boom. Stay lit.
Stay lit, crew.
Peace. Oh, you did
shit,
it. Oh, no. It's happening.